Everyone has their own unique views and needs when it comes to financial success. If you'd like to leave your financial woes behind and live a life of financial freedom, you've come to the right place. Welcome to the Saving with Steve show, hosted by Steve Sexton. The show will help you with the ins and outs of money. We talk about financial issues that could be costing you thousands of dollars and keeping you up at night. We talk about money, tax reduction, saving more, spending less, 401ks, risk management, retirement, and everything under the sun that relates to you having a healthier, happy relationship with money. Now, here is your host of Saving with Steve, Steve Sexton, on UK Health Radio.
Hey, welcome to Saving with Steve show, where we talk about the ins and outs of money, pretty much everything under the sun that relates to you having a happier, healthier relationship with money. My name is Steve Sexton. I want to thank you for joining us, sharing it with your friends and family and associates. We've expanded the show all across the United States as well as overseas, and our audience just keeps expanding. Last month was this Venture Month. And you know what? We had Tom Hamill. He is the director of RV at Kuhn Auto. He gave us some great information when it comes to everything about RVing, how to create ventures with a family, how it costs less to travel in an RV and you could spend more time completely unplugged. And he went through the ins and outs of leasing versus buying and much, much more. So if you want to go check out that episode, go to savingwithsteve.us and look for episode number 93. That's right. We're up to 93 episodes. This is our 94th. Hey, I'm going to be talking with Jacky and Yovkov. He's the CEO and COO of Reward Buddy. You know, they have a cashback platform that it makes it easier for people to earn, invest in, and spend cryptocurrency. When users simply make everyday purchases, they have the opportunity to receive the rewards in either cryptocurrency or US dollars. They're going to be talking to us about all things cryptocurrency. Lots been going on in the last couple of months with crypto, reduced values. We saw the Ethereum merger. They're going to be talking about it all. Right now, I'm going to be bumping into, will you run out of money in retirement? It's a big question. It can be, it's easy to worry about having enough income to support your retirement lifestyle. These anxieties naturally increase during an economic downturn, periods of inflation. Retirees living on fixed income might feel their budget's tightening and find it harder to pay regular bills. And if you're concerned about outliving your saving, take steps to evaluate your current financial situation, reviewing your habits, priorities, and get some help to make sure you're on track. Many people are concerned about running out of money. Consider these factors. How much you spend plays a role. You might anticipate spending less in retirement than you did during your working years, and your lifestyle may play a role in that. Most people think they will spend about 15 to 20% less, but in reality, end up spending about the same or more. Take some time to look at what you're paying for each month. The expense might include mortgage payments, rent, food, utilities, fuel, insurance, the whole shot. Make sure you know what you're spending. I find a lot of people, before they retire, they have no clue what they're spending. And that's because they got a couple paychecks and more money keeps going into the bank. They keep funding their accounts. But now you don't have that paycheck. You have to create it with the savings you have. And sometimes you're not paying attention. You just keep spending. So it's really important that you set up a dashboard of sorts where you're tracking how much you're spending, how much you're receiving, to make sure you're on track so you don't go through a position where you have to, reduce down to one vehicle, decide, hey, which one you got to sell, downsizing your house, renting out rooms. You don't want to be in those positions. So track what you're spending. And how you withdraw from your retirement accounts really matter. General rule of financial planning is that you if you're in your mid 60s and you want to spend more than that 4% adjust for inflation annually, it would work really well. But it's important to look at your tax allocation. And what I mean by that is how much you're taking out from your IRA, it's fully taxable. How much you're receiving from Social Security, that is only 85% tax. How much is coming from tax-free or tax-advantage things? Because if you're getting $100,000 in income, but only paying tax on 50, you're in a lot better situation taking out $100,000 worth of income and paying tax on $100,000. That will make a big difference. Hey, your Social Security benefit will continue. If you're starting to receive Social Security payments, the income will continue for the rest of your life. And you know what? It's inflation adjusted, so it keeps up with purchasing power. It's going to keep coming whether the market goes up or down. If you haven't started collecting Social Security, look up how much you can expect to get from various ages, whether you're 62, full retirement age, or 70. Okay, it's important that you look at that Social Security in the context of your retirement so you can maximize the income and also your asset. You know what? Work opportunities can make a big difference. You may envision retirement as a chance to stay up from work entirely. However, if you're concerned about running short on money, you could continue working past retirement age. You know what? A graduated retirement is much healthier physically, mentally, financially than a hard stop. You know what? My dad, after the wall came down, he retired at 56. Okay. Hard retired. I mean, it took him a year or two to figure out how to retire because he ended up fixing my sister's house. He ended up, taking trips, learning a bunch of languages, and he was going nuts figuring out what to do. Hey, work yourself into retirement. There's nothing wrong with, working as a consultant for a portion of the time. Or, being a tutor for English, math, or something like that, whether you're working with people overseas or here, or doing other things. But you know what? One of the biggest things here is this: it provides you extra income that, you can spend now as opposed to draining from your retirement accounts. Having cash reserves may help. You know what? The reality is life's going to be full of them. You could have health issues. Family members could have health issues or financial issues, and you need to help out or want to help out. You could have a damaged roof. You could have the market go down. You know what? If you have 3 to 6, maybe even 6 to 12 months worth of expenses sitting in a savings account, might not earn a lot of interest, but it's there for you in case you need it. So think about this. Market just dropped 30%. Here we are. Your account went from $1 million to $700,000, and you have to take out 5% or $50,000 a year. So instead of taking out 5%, you're taking out 8 or 9. And that's going to drain your account further and further. In fact, if you take a look at the sequence of returns related to a consistent withdrawal, you know what? If you have $1 million and taking out 50, it might only last about 20 years. And if you live 30 years, that creates a problem for you. So you really want to take a look at making sure you have those cash reserves for one of two reasons. One, you can dip into those cash reserves for 6, 9, 10 months before you have to pull it out of your retirement accounts, which allows them to recover. It's better than taking a big loss and keep driving down on that loss while you're waiting for it to recover. Secondly, if you have the cash reserves, if you have that emergency, need that liquidity, it's there for you. Especially if you're a couple of years away from retiring. We had one client, he got laid off 11 months before he was going to retire. 11 months before he was getting the next level on his pension. All those things changed. And you know what? Because of his emergency fund, he utilized that for the next 11 months before he started taking things so his account could consistently build with the assets in there. And then, you know what? You also want to take it, reducing the risk that you have within your accounts. The last thing you want to do is put your income at risk because your whole account value is at risk. I know they say, hey, it's going to come back. The question is when and what shape will your money be in? These are things you want to stick with and think about if you think you're going to be running out of money in retirement. Hey, I want to thank you for joining us here on Saving with Steve, where we give you my best advice to help you retire smarter. So stick with us. We're going to be right back.
More expert advice for having a happier relationship with money still to come on the Saving with Steve show on UK Health Radio.
UK Health Radio, the station that makes you feel good. UK Health Radio, the station that makes you feel good.
Welcome back to the show that is here to help you achieve your financial goals. It's the Saving with Steve show. Now here's your host, Steve Sexton on UK Health Radio.
Hey, welcome back to the Saving with Steve show, where we talk about the ins and outs of money, pretty much everything under the sun that relates to you having a happy, healthy relationship with money. I want to thank some of our affiliates at UK Health Radio, BBS Radio, AM/FM 247. We appreciate you sharing us with your friends and family and associates. And now we've got the big talk. We're going to be talking with Jacky and Yovkov, Reward Bunny. We're going to be talking about all things crypto. We've seen what's going on in the industry here in the last 3 to 6 months. We're here to talk about those things, what Reward Bunny does. So I want to welcome both you guys here. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey, thank you, Steve, for having us.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Everybody here is looking forward to it. So let's start by, why don't I just say this? Jacky's the CEO. Ivan's the CEO of Reward Bunny. They're a cashback rewards platform and it's making it easy for people to earn, invest, and spend in cryptocurrency. Basically, if you're a user, you simply use everyday purchases that have opportunities to receive your rewards in cryptocurrency or US dollars. It's a great platform, but obviously a lot of cryptocurrency. So you guys have a good background in that. I know, Jacky, you have a big gaming background. Ivy, you have a big fintech background. So, it works into a great combination together. So let's just start chatting about the current state of cryptocurrency. Obviously, we've seen some prices, values goes down. So I'd like to get your feedback on that.
This year has been possibly been a crazy ride because, it's so volatile. The prices keep swinging up and down everywhere. Yeah. So, and we have even seen that there's more regulations coming in, there's more sanctions, and things are more or less going in a positive way in that sense that because there is more adoption going right now because the governments are actually looking at us as a actual industry. So I would say there will be more adoption, more guidelines, more real stuff going on in the coming months and years.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is most countries are looking at cryptocurrency and looking to regulate it one way, shape, or form because of what's occurred.
Yes, definitely.
Now, whether we go back 100 years in the financial markets, you see how financial markets get built up and you see values go really, really high, and then something occurs and then things start compressing. And then you start seeing some of the bad players get taken out of the market, either by their bad management or because of things in games that they were playing. And I'd love for you to comment on that when you're seeing billionaires get pulled into some of these things. Obviously, somebody's looking for money there, but I'd love to get your feedback on that.
Yeah, that's just basically how people behave. There's always going to be bad players. It's not particularly just because it's cryptocurrency. It's everywhere. That's why we have laws, we have rules, and we try to make, the world a better place. But in the cryptocurrency, there are like a lot more bad guys, if I can say that, just because it's still, it's a double-sided coin, the regulation, just because people don't want it to be regulated, but that means a lot of bad people can actually get away with, with stealing money or doing bad stuff. So I'm also like 50-50 on that, just because if crypto gets regulated, it basically loses like half of its value, because the decentralization is basically like the core of cryptocurrencies and blockchains. And if it does, though, a lot of scams, a lot of bad guys, a lot of like viruses and phishing emails and everything like that will be a lot more. So, yeah, like I said, I'm 50-50 on that.
Okay.
I would say crypto blockchain is in the sense that it allows like a public ledger of like what transaction is going through and everything else. In the sense that with the recent sanctions on the Tornado Cash thing, there is actually a way to sort of like track all the transactions on who is the bad players and who is the sort of like the good ones. So that is actually a way to sift out the bad players among the whole crypto industry.
And by the way, I hope everybody knows we have he's coming in from Bulgaria, and we have Jacky in here from Singapore. So we're like, this is wonderful. So if you're a part of that country, hey, you know what? They're in your country. Part of that part of the world, they're in your country. So when we start looking at the Ethereum merger, okay, what did that, let's talk us through that. How was it good? How was it bad for the merger? Let's kind of unpack that.
Yeah, I would say actually Ethereum merge is actually one of the most important events in the blockchain history. And in fact, it's happening in the mid of this month. So I would say this will be a very, very exciting month for everyone to see, because this Ethereum merge actually will help to make Ethereum more scalable and usable. So in fact, Ethereum is actually one of the very first blockchain network to use smart contract, and it changed the whole world. So, whatever we see right now is basically running on smart contracts, and there's so much more things to come. So in fact, we could possibly say that Ethereum is the one, or Ethereum, the smart contract is the one that actually brought billions into the whole crypto space. So I would say we really hope to see more advancements and more mass adoption to occur.
So you talked about that. What is it? It's running off what type of
smart contracts?
Smart contract. So help our listeners understand what a smart contract is.
Yeah. So smart contracts allows you to interact with a particular contract. So basically, when you deal with let's say trading or anything, there is no third party involved. Basically, you are just dealing directly with the contract itself. Everything is being already being coded it out, and you're just doing things seamlessly. It's like you going to a money exchange. You don't have to deal with anyone, and it's automatically being done for you with the pricing, with the exchange rate, with the liquidity. Everything is all sorted out for.
Okay, so I appreciate you explaining that, because some of our guests wouldn't understand what a smart contract is. So for our listeners, what I'd like to do is just take a quick little break, and then let's talk about the how you guys see cryptocurrency, NFTs, the metaverse, and all that stuff moving forward. And then also like to talk a little bit more about rewards bunny. Okay, so everybody stick with us. We'll be right back with more Jacky and Ivy here on Saving with Steve.
More expert advice for having a happier relationship with money still to come on the Saving with Steve show on UK Health Radio. Welcome back to the show that is here to help you achieve your financial goals. It's the Saving with Steve show. Now here's your host, Steve Sexton on UK Health Radio.
Hey, thanks for joining the Saving with Steve show, where we talk about the ins and outs of money, pretty much everything under the sun that relates to you having a happy, healthy relationship with money. Now, one of the things I just wanted to point out, I want to thank our affiliates like BBS Radio, UK Health Radio, AMFM 247, and all the systems and streaming channels like Google Play, Spotify that are sharing Saving with Steve with the world. I appreciate you sharing it with your friends and family. Hey, if you want to check out some of the episodes, we're up to 94 episodes right now. You can always go to savingwithsteve.us and take a look at all the behind the scenes stuff, guests, gifts, and more. So with that, thank you so much. We're back here with Jacky and Ivan at Rewards Money. So I keep calling you Ivan. It should be Ivy. Apologize for that, and it will get into
Don't worry about it. Both of them works. Don't worry about it.
So let's just start talking about, what? There's been, when you get in the news, there's pundits talking about stuff. They don't even know what they're talking about. Some say, hey, cryptocurrency is going to go away. Some say cryptocurrency is here to stay. This is just a healthy thing that's occurring. So let's just, start talking about what your vision is in the future of cryptocurrency, NFTs, the metaverse, the electronic art that I think that people are selling, and so on.
Yeah, I would say probably I'll just start off with the whole NFT scene. Is that I would say right now more and more people actually realize that what is the true utility for NFT. So some can say that it is more of like a digital membership pass, for you to sort of like, have more benefits in a particular company or particular project. Yeah. So in fact, we can even see like big brands are actually going into NFT as well. So recently we have a news whereby Tiffany and Co. actually work with CryptoPunks and release a special edition of NFT, which they sold 250 worth of 250 NFT of them of a CryptoPunk inspired necklace for 50,000 each, and it actually got sold out in 22 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So how crazy is that? Yeah. So in fact, we can actually even see like more big brands coming in, and there'll be more adoption in the NFT space.
Okay. And now, how many cryptocurrencies do we currently have?
Yeah, I would say there is like tons of new cryptocurrencies coming out every single day.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, probably there will be more than 10,000
Oh, wow.
cryptocurrency that's available right now in the market. Yeah.
Okay. So one of the questions I have is, for example, China's created their own cryptocurrency. I mean, I don't know if the U.S. is on the way. I don't think so. But if China has a cryptocurrency, they obviously have a lot of backing behind it and stuff like that. And I was just curious how that would affect the marketplace.
I'd say it's a double-edged sword, just because China has been trying to, ban cryptocurrency in their country for like forever. I mean, every single year they're trying to put up some new regulations and ban mining, for example. And on the other hand, they're trying to actually use that, but it's like in other quotes, it's changed as a digital currency. But I'd say this will still help and still make cryptocurrency just a lot more popular, just because it has the word digital in it. And nowadays, everyone, when you say digital currency, everyone thinks about cryptocurrency, and they don't even know the difference, because all the cryptocurrencies are digital currencies, but not all digital currencies are cryptocurrencies. Going back to actually how I know you started this like a while ago, but the current state of cryptocurrency, I'd say this is like the best state of it, just because there will always be like believers and haters. And that's not just with cryptocurrency. It's like every new technology, everything new that people don't understand, they don't get into it, or they even try to hate it and discuss it without actually knowing what it does. But I'd say the believers that are into the cryptocurrency are not that a lot as an amount, but they're really strong believers, and they actually push cryptocurrencies and cryptocurrency adoption all over the world, like every single year, more and more. Mm-hmm. And just like, the internet was some, fake news like 20 or 30 years ago, and took now where we are. So I'd say it's just a matter of time, and it just depends on the speed of the adoption of the countries.
So really what you're saying is, anything new goes through its undulations and its low times and its high times. But right now, it's getting to the point where more and more governments are getting involved. And it's, what's just happened is a healthy thing for it, even though some people had a lot of pain with the loss in value, but it's something that will move forward. So what you're really saying is, if somebody hangs in there, I mean, they might have had Bitcoin at $60,000 and now it's less than 20. And you know what? Hey, it'll probably keep coming back as long as you're in it for the long haul. Is that pretty much the size of it, or?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to just give like a bit of an advice to people who want to invest in cryptocurrency but haven't yet. If you don't understand the technology, if you don't understand what it can do, what it can become even in the future, don't invest in it. I mean, it's just not just about cryptocurrency, but everything. Just don't invest in stuff that you don't know about, just because it's kind of a gambling, if you don't know what you're investing in. And I'd say this is healthy just because a lot of when Bitcoin was like $60,000, when all the market was full in green and everything was blowing up, there were a lot of projects that, first of all, were trying to steal money or trying to scam people. So it was like more dangerous. And second of all, a lot of different projects that are trying to just go with ideas were actually pulling out VC's money, for example. And as soon as the market crashed, they're like, okay, we're just giving up on this project. So I'd say this is a pretty chaotic state just because people that really want to make a difference, that really want to build a solid project and believe in it, will do it.
Okay. So what I'd like to do now is just talk to you guys a little bit about Reward Money. So, you know what? So I know, you know what, Ivy, you're in Bulgaria. Jacky, you're, you know what, you guys are worlds apart. So how did you guys get connected?
Oh, I would say it was a long story. So back in last year, I actually created a crypto community to discuss more about crypto and especially in the DeFi space. So that's actually how we made some money, we lost some money, and that's how I did get to make Ivaylo as well. So that's how we get started, because we understand that how painful it was for new people to actually come into crypto, how to actually even make money or invest in it. So actually that's how we actually sort of like get started with Rewards Bunny as well.
Okay, so let's tell everybody about Reward Bunny.
Yeah. So Rewards Bunny is the next gen gateway to crypto rewards and payment. So we help users earn crypto rewards through online shopping, travel, and on-chain activities. So in fact, we actually work with eBay, whereby if let's say a user shop through our platform, we actually receive money back on your eBay purchases. So it really depends on what you shop at. We actually give you up to 50% cash back in your daily purchase.
Oh, wow. So where can people go connect with Reward Bunny, start, getting cash back, the whole shot?
Yes. So you can just go to rewardsbunny.com to just look at all the 1,000 brands that we work with. So we do have like web apps, we have browser extensions, we also have mobile apps. Yeah. So we have every way to get you connected with us and also with our brands. Yeah. So any purchase that you made from there, you'll be actually entitled to some cash back.
That's wonderful. Hey, Ivy, Jacky, thank you for being on the show today. We very much appreciate you unpacking the cryptocurrency world, talking to us about the merger, the future of cryptocurrency, as well as, hey, I wish you the world of success with Reward Bunnies.
Thank you so much, Steve.
Hey, you guys have a great day. Stay safe and stay healthy.
You too, Steve. Bye-bye.
That's the size of it here. Right here on Saving with Steve. I want to thank you for joining us today. We had great guests, and Yovkov and Yovkov with Reward Bunnies talking about the cryptocurrency market. You know what? Next week, we are going to be talking to Paul Levitan. It's going to be a wonderful conversation. You're going to want to be there. So look forward to seeing you next week. Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us on the Saving with Steve show, hosted by Steve Sexton on UK Health Radio. To learn more about the show and how to become a guest or sponsor, visit savingwithsteve.us. That's savingwithsteve.us. Join us again next time as we continue to talk about everything under the sun that relates to you having a healthier, happier relationship with money. This has been the Saving with Steve show, hosted by Steve Sexton on UK Health Radio. Everyone has their own unique views and needs when it comes to financial success. If you'd like to leave your financial woes behind and live a life of financial freedom, you've come to the right place. Welcome to the Saving with Steve show, hosted by Steve Sexton. The show will help you with the ins and outs of money. We talk about financial issues that could be costing you thousands of dollars and keeping you up at night. We talk about money, tax reduction, saving more, spending less, 401ks, risk management, retirement, and everything under the sun that relates to you having a healthier, happy relationship with money. Now, here is your host of Saving with Steve, Steve Sexton on UK Health Radio.
Hey, welcome to the Saving with Steve show, where we talk about the ins and outs of money, pretty much everything under the sun that relates to you having a happier, healthier relationship with money. You know what? I want to thank you for joining us today. My name is Steve Sexton. I want to thank you for telling your friends and family members about the show. The word keeps spreading. We keeps getting a larger audience. We expanded overseas. So we really appreciate you doing your part to share us with your friends and family. I also want to say big thanks to our affiliates like UK Health Radio, BBS Radio, AMFM 247. You've been wonderful partners, and we're just very grateful for you. Now, last week we had Steve Sless. He taught us about how to access the equity in our homes so we can cover emergency expenses, income and retirement, and so much more. He's discussed the ins and outs of reverse mortgages. You know what? He's even checked into, if you want to check this out, go to savingwithsteve.us. That's savingwithsteve.us. That's where our website is. You can look at all 92 episodes. In fact, Steve's number 92. So check out Steve Sless and reverse mortgage on episode 92. Today, I'm going to be talking about what you need to know about spousal Social Security benefits and how can it benefit and how to maximize it. You know what? Today, we're going to be talking to Tom Hamill. He's the director of the RV group at Kuhn Auto. August is Adventure Month. What better way to take out an adventure but by renting or owning an RV and expanding and experience the whole wide world, the whole United States. Tom's going to talk about, how it's less expensive to rent an RV as opposed to, say, 5 nights in a hotel with a bunch of kids, take care of the food, all that kind of stuff, and how you can have a wonderful experience. It's going to be an outstanding episode. Now, let's get to my segment, which is really talking about Social Security and what you need to know about spousal benefits. So first of all, spousal benefits, what you need to know. Number one, you obviously have to be eligible for Social Security. Number two, you have to be married for at least 1 year, 12 months. You have to be married, okay? After that, spousal benefits is based off 2 different things, okay? The first option is based off your earnings record. So you can go to ssa.gov if you haven't already done so and take a look at your earnings record, okay? The second option is if your earnings for Social Security is not more than 50% of your higher income earning spouse at full retirement age, you're entitled to 50%, okay? But there's a couple caveats here. Number one, the higher income earning spouse must be at full retirement age in order for you to get 50%, okay? And you would also have to take yours when you're at full retirement age. Now, if your spouse is at full retirement age and you are, say, 62 years old, you could take it as early as age 62, but you have to know that getting 50% of your spouse's Social Security benefit at full retirement age at 62 will get reduced by 25 or 30%. So you really want to make sure that's the right way to go for you. It might be perfect for you. Now, there's many ways to maximize spousal benefits. It's important to take a look at how your spousal benefits or that guaranteed income, which is Social Security, fits into the context of your retirement. Okay, if you wait till long to take it, you're going to be taking money out of your accounts that could create problems for you down the road because you might need that money for emergencies, help out kids, or whatever. Okay, it's important to take a look at it. Also, longevity plays a role. If you don't have large longevity in the family, hey, taking your Social Security as early as age 62, whether it's spousal benefits or not, might make the most sense. So you really want to take a look at that. Again, go to ssa.gov. If you're looking for a Social Security analysis to find out how to maximize your benefits, hey, you know what? You can go to viewers at savingwithsteve.us. That's viewers at savingwithsteve.us. And you know what? We'll help you out too. We've already got a partner that will provide that Social Security analysis for you, even walk you through it. Now, next, hey, what if you're married and now you're divorced? Are you entitled to spousal benefits? Yes, you are. You have to be married for at least 10 years. Providing you've been married for at least 10 years, you now have the ability to get spousal benefits or what's called divorce benefits. If you would like to figure out how to maximize your Social Security benefit, real simple, real straightforward. We'll provide the forms and the information. Just go to viewers at savingwithsteve.us. That's viewers at savingwithsteve.us and just put Social Security calculations in the subject line. And we'll respond with requesting some information, and we'll get right back with you after we do the analysis for you. Now, with that, you want to stick around. We've got one heck of an episode here interviewing Tom Hamill. He's the director of RV, Auto and RV Group at Kuhn Auto. He's going to be talking about adventuring with an RV. So stick with us. We'll be right back.
More expert advice for having a happier relationship with money still to come on the Saving with Steve show on UK Health Radio. Welcome back to the show that is here to help you achieve your financial goals. It's the Saving with Steve show. Now here's your host, Steve Sexton on UK Health Radio.
Hey, welcome to the Saving with Steve show, where we talk about the ins and outs of money, pretty much everything under the sun that relates to you having a happier, healthier relationship with money. My name is Steve Sexton. I want to welcome you today. You know what? Our viewers and listeners are growing. We have over 500,000 listeners throughout the United States, almost 100,000 more overseas. So we keep growing and keep growing. I want to thank my affiliates at AM/FM 247, BBS Radio, and UK Health Radio for sharing the word and making sure people can live a life of personal and financial freedom. By the way, you can go and take a look at all the episodes, behind the scenes stuff, get guest gifts and more. So check out that savingwithsteve.us. And if you have a topic that you'd like us to talk about, like this next one coming up, hey, go to viewers at Saving with Steve. Let us know what your topic is, and you might be seeing that pretty soon. Today, let's just get to that topic. One of the best ways to see the U.S. and obviously the rest of the world is through an RV. You're relaxed. It's easy going. You take your own pace. You don't have to worry about booking a hotel or an air flight. Using an RV as an alternative travel to a car, a plane, or a hotel could help you save money and create more of a relaxed travel experience. We have Tom Hamill. He's the RV director at Kuhn Auto and RV Group. So, Tom, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, Steve, for having me. Appreciate being here.
I'm just going to hit you with a question here. I know that Kuhn Auto and RV Group, you got 40 locations. There's 13 specifically just set for RV. So you guys have a lot of experiences. You deal with a lot of people. They have, everybody probably talks about their travel experiences, the associations they're involved with, and the events that they have. But, in your experience as an RV director at Kuhn, can you share more about the rise in RV travel in the last few years?
Well, obviously, the rise in travel with the RV industry has exploded the last couple of years after COVID. We saw a lot of growth in the business. I think with the key to that was, people were wanting to still go out and enjoy their lives. A lot of the country was shut down. Obviously, a lot of businesses, things, but RV parks were open, and the reason why is because it's outdoors, it's safe, it's a great time to spend time with your families when people had some time off of work. The selection of RVs was good. We ran into a little bit of a bump last year because we sold so many that a lot of manufacturers couldn't get product to us. So it was kind of an interesting thing. But families, we've seen a big connection on families spending time with each other more over the last couple of years than ever before, which has been really kind of an exciting thing for us.
Now, there's a bunch of different options for RV trailers. Could you talk about the different options? And let's get into some, does it make sense to rent or purchase? What's the ups and downs with all that? A lot of people are wondering.
Yeah, great questions. So it's interesting. You brought up rental. Rental in the last 2 years has grown up quite a bit. We carry a pretty good fleet of rentals across the board, and people that didn't know if they want to take the initial jumping into spending the money on whether it be a smaller travel trailer all the way up to a Class A motorhome, did do some rental to try it out to see if it's something that their family was going to enjoy, if they're going to like the lifestyle of it. And with that, our sales, it helps sales as well. But yeah, we carry anywhere from a 14-foot trailer all the way up to 45-foot motorhomes. And it's kind of interesting to see that every segment over the last several years has actually grown significantly. As people, when you talk about air travel, things like that, a lot of delayed flights, a lot of canceled flights, things like that. People know that when they buy an RV, they're going to be able to actually go to where they want to go to and be with their families. So it's been an interesting thing. We see across the board, everything's been really good for us.
Yeah, my in-laws love it. They like the fact that they can pull into a park, get all hooked up, and the next thing you know, the lounge chairs are out. It's not like that if you're flying in a plane, because you got to get off the plane, get your luggage, get the rental car, go to the hotel, check in, and then you're exhausted.
Then you might find a hotel that isn't that clean. I've had that happen to me this past year, and it's been an interesting thing with a lot of staffing issues at hotels. We've seen a lot of people come in complaining that things haven't been quite as clean at hotels that they've checked into. So they're looking to just have more sanitary thing that they know is taken care of the way they want to take care of. So it's been interesting. Lots of different things like that have happened over the last couple of years.
You never think that would be a situation, but it is now. Let's do the comparing on the long term. What's the best recommendation you could make for somebody who's looking looking at, hey, trying to figure out if this is right for me? And then where does it make sense to actually own as opposed to rent?
I think that's, whether it's right for them is if they've never done it before. Like a lot of people that rent or own still are people that grew up RVing and camping with their families. But we also get the newcomers that have always done hotel traveling and flights that are, okay, we do want to try it out. So then they're going to rent it out for maybe a weekend or two or whatever to try out with their families and then look at the long-term part. Now, when you're purchasing an RV, we've got obviously a lot of different options. Interest rates vary depending on obviously credit histories and things like that, and down payment, whatever. But you can go a longer term with a shorter interest rate, and and a lot of states, and Wisconsin is one of them, allows you to actually write off the interest of your loan. There's a certain percentage of the interest you can write down, so it actually you can afford. It's something we're always trying to constantly improve upon. Our dealerships alone, we're trying to expand our service facilities in every one of our dealerships that we own. And when we look at buying new dealerships, something we look for is the service. What is the service like right now? And how can we improve it to give our customers a better experience across the board? Constantly trying to improve that portion of our business.
You know what, Tom, that's really, really good to know. It's good for everybody to know. But hey, you know what? We're going to have to take a break, pay some bills. So everybody stick with us. We'll be right back with Tom Hamill and more Saving with Steve.
More expert advice for having a happier relationship with money still to come on the Saving with Steve show on UK Health Radio.
UK Health Radio, the station that makes you feel good. UK Health Radio, the station that makes you feel good.
Welcome back to the show that is here to help you achieve your financial goals. It's the Saving with Steve show. Now here's your host, Steve Sexton on UK Health Radio.
Hey, I want to welcome everybody back to the Saving with Steve show, where we talk about the ins and outs of money, pretty much everything under the sun that relates to you having a happier, healthier relationship with money. Hey, if you'd like to follow us on Facebook, you can always go to the Saving with Steve Sexton Facebook group, get part of the Insiders Club. Like I said, you can get gifts, review shows, get the behind the scenes stuff, which a lot of people love. And with that, let's jump right back into Adventure Month here. We have Tom Hamill. He's the RV director at Kuhn Auto and RV Group. He's given us some great information about the RV industry. We've been talking about the ins and outs, everything from getting your rig fixed if you're having a problem on the road, whether renting or owning is the right thing. But now let's talk about renting, costs associated with that, how it breaks down compared to airfare and things like that, especially if you're staying at home staying with a family and so on. So, you know what, when it comes to renting, Tom, how does it compare with travel? So if you got a family of four, what size motorhome would you recommend for somebody with a family of four?
Yeah, a small Class C motorhome would handle a family of four without a problem, because you've got the bunk over the cabin or over the cab, you've got the bed in the back. So a small Class C, anywhere from 24 feet to, we rent out up to 31-foot Class C motorhomes. You're going to be able to get, the cost of that's going to be under $1,500 a week, where you take a family to a hotel, 4 people, you're going to get a couple of rooms with the airfare, everything else you're spending money on, you're going to spend thousands of dollars above and beyond. But with that, then you're able to supply your own food, eat your own food versus dining out every night. The RVs are maintained by professional technicians. We clean them and everything, but the cost is really, it's significantly less when you really look at, the flights nowadays with the price of gas going up. Obviously, gas is expensive to fill an RV. They don't get the greatest miles per gallon, but they are actually more efficient than an airplane. But we do have that. I think a lot of people see is that the value with being able to prepare your own food, travel when you're wanting to travel, at the times that you want to go versus, working around everything else, it seems to be a little bit more cost effective. I hope that answers your question a little bit.
Oh, it does. I was just going to share, we recently put together a travel plan to go to the Grand Canyon, and, we're going to obviously fly out there. So here we are there and back. We're looking at more than $2,000, then, a week in a hotel at a couple of rooms and $400 a night. And then you got eating out, you're looking at $5,000, $6,000, where if we're looking at a 31-foot motorhome, if somebody's on a budget, because, this is all about saving with Steve, a Class C license, pretty much everybody has one of those in California or in other states for a 31-footer, which means as long as you pay attention while you're driving, you should be okay. And if you're on a budget, an RV is not a bad way to go.
No, and there's some, depending on what exactly you're doing, it might be a little bit more expensive, but it's a matter of the initial cost isn't anywhere near as much as just your flights alone and staying in a hotel, like you said. The big savings also, again, is not having to eat out every night, and you get to prepare your own things. And, most RV parks, the rental for a night there is cheaper than a hotel, so it works out to be a significant savings over flying in hotels and everything else like that, for sure. Not even a question. Then the big thing too, a lot of people, you don't have to cancel a flight. You don't have to worry about, spending 10 hours in an airport because you're late there a day extra in an airport, so.
Well, the other part is you don't have to get there 2 hours early and stand in line and hang out with people you don't know and all that kind of good stuff.
Right.
So I want to talk a little bit more about the financing of things. Is you could do a 5-year loan, 10-year loan, 15-year loan. Is that correct?
You can go all the way up to 20 years on your bigger thing. So in 20 years right now, a lot of credit unions are giving better rates than some of the banks, unfortunately, but the rates are still good through a lot of our banks that we use. But yeah, you can take these things. The average term on an RV right now is 180 months, so 15 years. And again, like I said, some places you can actually deduct some of the interest off of your taxes too at the end of the year, which is nice. It can be considered a second home depending on your situation.
Obviously, depending on the tax situation of the state. So that's actually really good to know. I talked about these RV groups. Could you talk a little bit about that? Because there's a big community out there that keeps growing and growing.
Yeah, that's actually great. I was just down in Elkhart, Indiana, the last couple of days visiting the manufacturers, and Winnebago's got a big Winnebago owners group. Forest River's got the Frog Group, Forest River Owners Group. They're actually having a rally next week down in Elkhart, Indiana for all their people that are involved in that, which is kind of fun. But the groups are fantastic. You get customers that are involved in some of these groups, and they're able to help each other with little help, tricks and tips on how to maintain things and how to do different things. We have CUNIS groups that our customers are getting involved in more, and we try to help them. We have owners meetings at some of our dealerships once a month. We'll invite our owners come in and kind of have our own owners group to help out with different ways to help our customers. But the owners groups have been great.
That's wonderful. Every industry keeps expanding and having new technology. I think that's really, really cool. Hey, Tom, we're coming to the end here. I just, how can people get a hold of you at Kuhn Auto and RV Group and, start asking some questions, see how RVs fitting, rent an RV or purchase an RV? How can they go about doing that, Tom?
Yeah, so I'll give you my email address is tom.hamel@kunis.com. It's KUNES.com. And my cell phone number, I'll give you my cell phone number. It's 608-345-5259. Those are the best numbers to get a hold of us at. If people reach out to me, I'm going to get them in contact with my people that, the best place to put them at. We welcome it. Every one of our customers that they have my cell phone number, so they can always get a hold of me. We try to be very transparent on things and help people out as best we can. But again, it's tom.hamel. It's HAMIL @kunis.com. And then again, my cell number 608-345-5259.
You got it. Hey, Tom, I want to thank you for joining us. This is Tom Hamill. He's the RV director at Kuhn Auto and RV Group. I want to thank you for sharing the experience here for Adventure Month. Be safe, be healthy, and have a wonderful day. We'll hopefully have you on sometime in the future.
I appreciate it, Steve. Thanks so much, and have a great day. Appreciate your time.
You too. Now, folks, wasn't that something else? Tom Hamill just talking about RVing, how to go about doing, what the sport you get, if you break down on the road, all sorts of stuff. Go to their website, see if it makes sense for you. Next week, we've got a special surprise for you. We're going to be talking about Jacky Go and Ivan Yankovic. They're the CEO and co-founders of Reward Bunnies. They're going to be talking about the Urethra merger and, hey, will cryptocurrency survive? It's going to be an exciting interview. We got some smart people that know a lot about the industry. So, you want to stick with us. We'll look forward to seeing you next week. Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us on the Saving with Steve show, hosted by Steve Sexton on UK Health Radio. To learn more about the show and how to become a guest or sponsor, visit savingwithsteve.us. That's savingwithsteve.us. Join us again next time as we continue to talk about everything under the sun that relates to you having a healthier, happier relationship with money. This has been the Saving with Steve show, hosted by Steve Sexton.